She comes bringing chocolate. Focus. There it is. Welcome back out to the shop. I've been at it for... Oh, the roosters are still here. Been at it for a couple of minutes. I've got the shackles out of my old Jeep. I cleaned them, put the longer ones into there, cleaned them up. I got them sandblasted, and they are painted right now. So roosters are still roostering. Monday. Yeah, all right. So then they're all painted up, waiting for that to dry. And it is oil change time on the new rig. And she's going to learn how to do an oil change today. Yeah. And we are ready to put those shackles in here when they come back. And I have all kinds of brake parts. So new hoses, copper things, calipers. And there's a few more parts getting delivered today so that we can start putting those back together. I did find that the line that goes from the front to the back was rotted on this Jeep, and it was rotted on the donor Jeep, so I went and I got new lines, brake lines for the back. So it's going to have a completely new brake system. The only thing I'm going to leave is I'm going to leave the slave cylinders in the back, or the what are those things called? Yeah, I think they're called slave cylinders. And the drums, because I'm putting new pads and all that stuff on there, but there's no signs of leaking, and there's no reason for me to have to do that right now. So that's it. It's Friday, 3 o'clock, something like that. We got all weekend. We're going to get as much done as we can. Come along. Right?
I don't think I'm strong enough.
Hit it. Just kind of tap it.
Like this?
Yeah, on the end.
On the end? Hurts my hand a little bit. I think I'll fit on there.
Yeah, no, just take it and just tap it just a little bit.
Okay.
Make sure it's on good.
I feel like it'll be better if it's the other side.
And then just tap the end of it just ever so slightly. Now make sure you go in the right direction. Right to tight to lefty loose.
Is that left going that way?
Yeah. Try to hit it directly so that you're not trying to push it off.
This? Oh wait, well.
You might have to reposition. Kind of off. I think you just kind of. Oh man. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Yep, that's right. Oh wow, that one was in there. All right, I'll get that under there.
Okay, I'll get it.
And now you can get it by hand. So again, now listen for the click. Oh, it got my fingers. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to try to get it when it clicks. I heard the click, but then I didn't move quickly.
Do I go slowly or like?
Well, once you break it loose, you'll probably want to take the wrench off and then just do it by hand so that you don't get it all dirty. Because oil will come out on this one too. Yeah, so pull the wrench off. Kind of tap it.
Tap it? Ow.
Yep.
Give me a second.
Yep. Up over the top of it or stuff like that. You got it. Yeah, you can just drop it in there. We'll clean it up later. Same thing with the oil filter. Well, you can get that one tight first if you want to, and then we'll wipe off the filter surface for the oil filter. Have that wiped off, then we gotta lubricate the oil filter seal. Flip the oil filter over. And make sure that the rubber seal is on the other side. So you see that red rubber thing?
Yeah.
That's good. It means that it's on there, so you can drop that back. Oil on this rubber seal. So you open up this guy and just take your finger and stick it down there and dip it in there.
Like that?
Yep. And then just wipe it on the seal. There you go. That's perfect. Just tighten that right down. The hand tight.
It's
Slippery.
my fingers are so soft.
Tighten it right down to the rubber, and then it goes about maybe a turn after that. You don't want to crank it really tight. You want to put the wrench on it and just kind of give it a little snug? I can feel it for you if you want me to, but
That would be comforting.
that would rather me touch it.
Yeah.
So So just start dump. Well, actually, wait a minute. No.
That doesn't make much
That
sense.
doesn't make much sense. That's about how much you want in there, but there's 5 in here, so you're going to want to dump it until it matches this 1, like just above the 1. We'll check it one last time and then we're done. Oil change is done. The rest of the brake parts arrived. It is time to get going. I think I have said about 100,000 times now in the last hour, I hate drum brakes. Drum brake parts, spring. So this divot right here in the knuckle, the shoe or the pad can get stuck in there and it causes it to kind of grind on the rotor. And I'll clean that up and weld it, but I'm not going to do that today. We're going to come back to it. Y'all better remind me to do that someday. We'll come back, maybe we'll do a whole video on that sometime, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to throw some stuff on here, kind of get this thing on the wheels. Well, we got a little bit done tonight. It's, I don't know, probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I've got the rear brakes done. I got the front brakes on, and some odds and ends and stuff like that. I got the brake lines done. So I'm pretty much ready to keep going. Tomorrow I've got this bendable line I've got to put in there, but I'm going to call it for tonight and pick it up tomorrow morning. Had a bit of a rough morning this morning. It's now after 1 o'clock, probably closer to 2, and I have gotten nothing done. So went to the store to get a coupler for the brake line, brought it home. It was messed up, threads were messed up, had to take it back. Tried to find some, but it just was all morning running around, so the productive Saturday has not been productive. But we're out here in the shop now and getting back at it. I've got to get this brake line bent and into the mounts and finished up so that I can move on to the next thing. And I have to run it from here all the way down along the frame, all the way back. This is silly, but I like this stinking blast cabinet. It has just been so satisfying. You can't hear me, I have a mask on. It's silly, but I like this stinking blast cabinet. It's been so satisfying just to pop stuff in there and clean it up. yeah, that just cleans up so nice. Is it overkill? Yes, it's overkill. Could I slap that rusty thing back under there? Yeah, but it's so nice under there. I really don't want, I'm gonna paint it now, you know, but it works. I like it. It works most of the time. Got some primer on there. But I think that's it for Friday night. Or no, Saturday. Today's Saturday. That's it for Saturday. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. Come back and get this going again tomorrow. And keep going. So we'll see ya. It'll be a minute for you guys, but it'll be overnight for me. Have a good one. Happy Sunday. There's never enough time. But mowed the grass today, went to church, had family time, and finally sort of back at it. I got the emissions stuff painted up. I'm going to put the canister back in it and throw that underneath of there. Little stuff like that I mean, just takes a little bit of time, but didn't need to make it pretty. But I did it anyway. Welcome back to the shop. It's Monday. I don't remember where we left off last night. But very little obvious things have gotten done. It's a little bit discouraging, but it's also encouraging. This weekend was just little things all weekend. So I've got the brake line in. I've got a fuel line getting ready to go in. I've been cleaning the evap lines. I put the evap canister back in. All the brakes are hooked up. I need to fill them and bleed them. I haven't done that yet. Hopefully when Mara gets home later today from work, she can help me do that. I want to do that and test for leaks before I start stabbing the engine in, just in case one of the junctions is leaking or something like that. But in the meantime, I've been running the lines, fuel lines, evap lines, just stuff that needs to go back in there. And trying to get this guy closer. One thing I did run into that was a little weird was as I was sitting here looking at it, and you can't really tell, it's actually because I sort of fixed it for now, the Jeep started looking like it was leaning. And I was trying to figure out why that was, and it turns out that something with the way that I tilted the back axle for the pinion angle, it made one shock a little bit too short. So once I got everything all hooked up, the one shock was kind of keeping the back down. I think once you get weight in there and those springs settle in, it's going to be fine. But for now, in order to get this thing to look right, I disconnected one of the shocks and everything went back up to level. So I've got to put a bunch of weight in the back and get that to settle down, and then put that shock on and see if it'll stay level. I'm not sure. I think it's maybe a combination of the way that I twisted the axle for the pinion angle and the fact that they're brand new springs, they haven't been sagged down yet. That when I put it all together, it just ended up, the whole Jeep looked like it was leaning to one side. Now that that's done, it looks good. I think we're good to go. But just little things. That's what we're working on. I don't know when you guys will see this. Like I said, today's Monday. I took the day off of work. Hopefully I'll get this edited later this afternoon and put up to YouTube so that y'all can watch it. But unfortunately, there's not going to be a whole lot in it because I just have been doing little stuff and then I've barely been recording. But making progress. For most of those dudes, today is their last day on Earth. In a couple minutes or so, we're going to be hauling them to the butcher. So we broke off this tab on the regulator slash filter. I'll pop that guy out of there and see if we can replace that. complete waste of time? Maybe. But who wants to work on a dirty piece of junk gas tank? I'd rather it be a clean piece of junk gas tank. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Due to a communication problem, the chickens were issued a stay of execution and we wasted a bunch of time today. So that didn't happen. So I have roosters in my videos even longer, probably a couple of weeks. I don't know. It'll be a while till we have some fresh chicken, that's what I'm saying. But I also went to bleed the brakes and broke the bleeder off in the wheel cylinders. So I replaced the entire brake system on this, front to back, everything except for the wheel cylinders in the back. Now I have to replace the wheel cylinders in the back, which means that I have to change all of the back brakes again. Oh, and now it's full of fluid, so that should be fun. Well, it's, you know, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have it at all. But that's it. That's all. I'm done. I'm gonna go throw this stuff on the computer and I'm gonna upload it to you guys and call it, because I wasted a 4-day weekend and got very little done. Engine's not in. Gas tank's not in. I do have the regulator on order. So this guy right here that we broke off when we took the gas tank out, that's on order now. So we will be making some progress shortly. We're chugging along, but these are the little bits and pieces that just, wow, it feels like I'm getting nowhere and dumping tons of time into it. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Look how tall your tripod is. Can I please? Please. Can I please just have that chair? No. Yeah. Tripods today?